From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, August the 10th, 2018. We open with the situation in Gaza and southern Israel. Despite a respite from rocket fire from Gaza, there were violent Palestinian protests at the Gaza border fence, including an attack on IDF soldiers today. There has been no rocket fire reported from Gaza into Israel since midnight last night until the time of this report, with a statement from terror group Hamas saying that a so-called ceasefire went into effect at midnight local time last night, brokered by Egypt and other regional players. This after 2 days of incessant rockets from Gaza into southern Israel. Hamas, however, said that riots at the Gaza border fence would continue, and indeed, the IDF said 9,000 Palestinian rioters were at the fence today, throwing rocks at Israeli soldiers, burning tires, and launching incendiary devices over the fence into southern Israel, sparking at least 6 fires. The IDF used riot control measures to deal with the riots. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry claimed that 1 Palestinian, a medic, had been killed and dozens injured. Later today, there were several attempts by Palestinian rioters to breach the Gaza fence, and a grenade was thrown at Israeli troops. No soldiers were injured. In response, an Israeli tank struck a Hamas post in Gaza. The United States last night condemned Hamas for the rocket barrage on Israel over the past 2 days. The State Department's Undersecretary for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs, Heather Nauert, told reporters it's a very concerning situation. She said, "We condemn the launching of missile attacks into Israel and call for an end to the destructive violence," adding, "We fully support Israel's right to defend itself and to take actions to prevent provocations of that nature." Condemnation was also heard from the foreign ministries of Lithuania and the Czech Republic. Meanwhile, the parents of slain IDF soldier Hadar Golden, whose remains are being held by Hamas in Gaza, as well as those of fellow soldier Oron Shaul, are protesting today outside IDF headquarters in Tel Aviv, once again insisting that any deal reached with Hamas must include the return of the boys' remains. Simcha Golden said the prime minister must set the boys' return as a precondition before anything else. Any other deal would be a capitulation deal to Hamas, adding that the principle of returning captured soldiers alive, wounded, or dead is a principle we all grew up on and must not allow to be lost. And Hamas has also reportedly been trying to hack Israeli cell phones using the guise of a red alert warning system, something Israelis across southern Israel rely on to get warnings and information about incoming rockets. The Israeli cybersecurity company Clear Sky said last night that the terror group launched espionage software for smartphones, which pretend to be an app to receive code red alerts. It instructs users to download malware, enabling Hamas to hack into their phones and spy on them. Clear Sky CEO Boaz Dolev said the cyber attack was designed to coincide with the barrage of rockets of the last 2 days. The Republican Party in Missouri is speaking out against one of its members who won a primary this week for the state's House of Representatives. Steve West, who has made anti-Semitic, anti-Muslim, and homophobic statements, received over 49% of the vote on Tuesday's primary. The Kansas City Star reported that back in 2017, West told a local radio station, "Looking back in history, unfortunately, Hitler was right about what was taking place in Germany and who was behind it." Yesterday, the Missouri Republican Party told the Star that West's abhorrent rhetoric has absolutely no place in the Missouri Republican Party or anywhere. West told the paper his comments were taken out of context, but then went on to make more comments against Judaism and Islam. Karen Orosti, who directs the Anti-Defamation League's operations in Missouri, as well as southern Illinois and eastern Kansas, said she doesn't know why West's past remarks had not been made public. She said, "I'm trying to get a sense of why he flew under the radar, and I'm not sure I have a great answer." Leading conservationist Alan Rabinowitz has died. Rabinowitz dedicated his life to protecting large wild cats, in particular jaguars, and was a co-founder of the organization Panthera, whose CEO Fred Launay called him a legend. He said of Rabinowitz as a lifelong voice for the voiceless, he changed the fate of tigers, jaguars, and other at-risk species by placing their protection on the agendas of world leaders from Asia to Latin America for the very first time. Rabinowitz died on Sunday at the age of 64 after a long battle with cancer. Turning now to some entertainment news, Beach Boys founder Brian Wilson performed in Israel this week. The 76-year-old singer, musician, and composer took the stage at the Charles Bronfman Auditorium in Tel Aviv Tuesday night, together with former Beach Boy Al Jardine and Blondie Chaplin, who was a member of the band in the 1970s. They performed beloved classics from the Beach Boys songbook, including 2 songs that veteran Israeli singer Danny Sanderson joined in for, to a very appreciative Israeli crowd. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, August the 10th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by the music of Michelle Citrin. At 8, a look at Israel's dramatic capture of Adolf Eichmann from the 92nd Street Y. At 9, it's the film Olive and Tree, a look at the Druze community in Israel. At 10, clinical psychologist Dr. Leonard Felder talks about dealing with difficult relatives. And at 10:30, it's Musica with Asi Meskin. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 5:30, a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, August the 10th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.